Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, we're going to talk about stress. We're going to talk about a lot of things that mess with your stress, the emotions, the things that people say, the Joneses trying to keep up with them, and what it does to affect your monetary environment. And welcome to Foci Optics. Check. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to thank you once again for being here. And please notice we're on the Stop Struggling Now YouTube channel page. And please share the videos. This is to help other people, thousands, if not millions of other people. And please notice the join button over here on the right hand side. That's how you become a member of the channel. And you receive special messages under the community tab, 1 or 2 videos per month specifically for you as a member of the channel, and that is totally different from subscribing to the channel. I would prefer one or both. That would be awesome. Now, let's get into the stress factor, ladies and gentlemen. It messes with your peak performance. It actually messes with your performance, period. And some of you may not understand that you are under stress because you live with it on a constant basis. So therefore, you need some de-stressing to happen. But we're going to get into it because it does affect your monetary situation, your bottom line. It affects your thinking. You may not think so. You think you can handle it. But ladies and gentlemen, this is a very important topic because anxiety, depression, it all has to do with stress. And that is what makes decisions for you sometimes because you're under stress. All right, let's get into it. I'm going to make this plain and simple for you because I just wanted to go over stress. All right? And then we're going to go over the causes. All right? Look at this. Because of course we always have situations here at SSN Nation where we actually have solutions. But look at this. A lot of people may say, I'm stressed because I don't have money. But is it really that number one? Is that really the number one thing? Look here. What causes stress? Being under lots of pressure. What does pressure actually mean? Could the pressure actually be, yes, I have rent due tomorrow. I don't have enough to cover it. That would be pressure. Facing big changes, switching jobs, moving from one city to another. Some people may not count that as stress, but it's stressful when you're packing up, moving, and then when you get there, you have to unpack. Then you have to worry about, hey, is everything here? There's a little stress involved, worrying about something. Everybody has a worry, right? That causes stress. You can see where the stress could get compounded and you don't even realize it. And now you're making decisions based on your emotional distress. And that's what stress is. Not having much of any control over the outcome of a situation, having responsibilities that you find overwhelming. How many people have you worked with or been around and says, man, this is overwhelming for me? Think about it. Not having enough work, activities or change in your life, times of uncertainty. These are all factors that cause stress. I just wanted to make it very simple because if you see what's on this list, some of you may be in denial going, I'm not under stress. But in reality, when you start taking each one of these factors, just these factors, because there's millions of others, not millions, but there's a few other factors that cause stress. Look at this, life stress, the death of a loved one, that could be ongoing. Divorce, that could be ongoing because people do have alimony, people do have to pay child support, people do have to mourn the loss of loved ones. That doesn't just stop when it happens that day. It's an ongoing effect of stress. Loss of a job. That's right. If you work somewhere for 15 years, 10 years, and then all of a sudden they walk in and say, hey, we're downsizing, you got to go. That causes stress, which now triggers the other part. Where am I going to get another job? Where am I going to be making the money? Do I have health care? That causes a whole bunch of other stressful situations. Increase in financial obligations. This isn't going away. No matter who you are or where you live, you need money. So therefore, that obligation is never going to go away. The only way the stress from that goes away is if you make more money where you don't have to worry about it, right? Getting married. Oh man, how many of you have been married before? You know the stress factor on that. Moving to a new home, again, that's chronic illness or injury. You know, every time you have illness or injury, your body is under stress. Whether you realize it or not, you are under stress and you just brush it off. You're like, oh yeah, that's just a little ache and pain that I have. But your body's actually under stress and you don't realize it. You can't really brush it off, even though people do. Emotional problems, depression, anxiety, anger, grief, guilt, low self-esteem. These are all stresses, ladies and gentlemen. And if you have any of these, then decisions that you're making are based on the stress. So you have to be able to alleviate the stress. And one last thing, you know how the doctors always say, are you under stress when you get sick? Well, look here. It can suppress your immune system, upset your digestive and reproductive system. So somebody out there right now is sitting there trying to have a baby. They're stressing. They can't get pregnant. You're like, oh my God, we went down and got checkups and made sure we both can reproduce. Yes, everything's good, but for some strange reason, that right there could actually hurt reproductive system. Upset stomachs could be a form of stress. There's other things like heart attack and strokes, and the aging process speeds up when you're under stress. So think about this. There's a reason why some people may look younger as they get older. And generally, if you have less stress, then when you get older, you will not look your age. That's generally the rule. And if you take care of yourself, meaning fitness and exercise, that actually helps de-stress you. All right. It can even rewire the brain. Look here, ladies and gentlemen. Look here, it can even rewire the brain. Did you not hear me say something like that from the beginning? That is exactly why when you're stressed, you make decisions that you may not make otherwise. And therefore, that causes even more stress, leaving you more vulnerable to anxiety, depression, and other mental health problems. That is exactly why you need to de-stress and relax and figure out how you can relax. Some people go running. Some people go bicycling. Some people go work out. Some people go eat. But the thing is, that's not going to be unless you're eating healthy. Now you're backfiring. All right. Some people go drink. Now, again, messing up your liver for alcoholic beverages while you're stressed. Not good. So once again, think about the stress because this has something to do with your financial outcomes oftentimes because you don't want to make a mistake. It could be just one mistake can change your life. All right. Here's the other thing. Let's go with the impact of stress on business because there's a lot of you who never think about two-way streets. What I mean by two-way street is you go to work, you're all cool. You have no stress. Somebody else comes into work and they're acting like there's a problem because they're under stress and you're not. You don't understand why they're acting a clown. You go over and try and say, hey, what's going on? How are you doing today? They're on some other levels, but you're thinking, what the hell? They have a problem. Yes, they do. They're under stress. You have to understand this. Not everybody handles stress the same way. So you have to figure out what can I do to make sure, even if I have stress, how do I alleviate the stress or get it to be on a lower level? All right. And there's other factors, impact on stress in business, as you can see here, I'm highlighting, as employees get subjected to unimaginable levels of stress, they could experience depression, anxiety, and lose focus on their job. How many people do you know always says, I'm depressed, I have anxiety, and you're sitting there like, In my mind, I'll tell you what I think. My first thoughts are, do you have a place to live? Do you have a roof over your head? Yes. Do you have food, something to eat? Yes. You have clothes? You can take a shower? Yes. You have a job? Yes. You start going down this list and you're like, well, what are you stressed about really? Because it could be a lot worse, a whole lot worse. Like none of those things I mentioned, you don't have, and you're in the streets. It could be a lot worse. So some people think by entitlement, seeing what the Joneses have, and going for this American dream that is really a nightmare because that American dream with the picket fence, 2.5 kids, two cars in the driveway, a big house, and all that, to achieve that, you actually have to be under stress to achieve it. You have to go to work. You have to make enough money. You have to care about what people think. And your stress levels stay at an all-time high. So it's no wonder that a lot of people watching this could be under stress and not even realize it because why? I got to keep up with this American dream. They said I'm supposed to be wealthy, have a job, have kids, go to school. That's the conformity. But the reality is you have put yourself under stress because if you go to school, you have debt. You buy a house, you have debt. You buy cars, you have debt. You have to work and make more money if you want to move up. Therefore, welcome to SSN Nation because we got to make money while we sleep so we can de-stress also. And then the fun of it is while you're making money, while you sleep, now you have extra income. Now you're able to de-stress because now you're able to remove yourself out of stressful situations. All right? So think about that. As a result, again, I will say this, employees can commit more mistakes and quality of work may be compromised. This is exactly what happens. A lot of you don't realize, but this is what happens when you are stressed, and it has something to do with you, your business, your employer. At your own business, you're going to do these same things when you are under stress. That is why if a CEO, a company is losing money, let's say, they could go out of business. The CEO and the people running the company usually start stressing out and they start doing maneuvers that actually end up being more detrimental versus helpful because they're under stress. That happens a lot. All right. So how are we going to alleviate stress? We're going to make this short and sweet, ladies and gentlemen, because Google's your friend. You can go look all this stuff up yourself. Eat and drink to optimize your health. You guys know at SSN Nation, I've made videos about going to work out before. You guys don't understand. You have been under a program the whole time who's ever been here for the last 3 years. This has been based on SSN lifestyle, but you didn't know it. So when somebody said, hey, I'm out in front of Planet Fitness, get your fitness together because exercise actually helps. Not only does it help mental, but your body takes a physiological change that helps you. And number 2 on the list is you can see exercise regularly. That helps you. Number 3, stop using tobacco and nicotine products. You see the playbook here, ladies and gentlemen, but some of you are going to say just what most people will say. Don't tell me how to live. I want to do it my way. That is fine. But there are repercussions when there's scientific evidence of what something does, and then you go against that grain, then you know maybe that's not the best path to take. So when somebody says stop using something, maybe it'd be a good idea because you're helping yourself. All right? Study and practice relaxation techniques. That's right. This is an ongoing thing, ladies and gentlemen. And mentally, all these will help you out greatly. Reduce triggers of stress. You guys know, some of you right now know, when somebody shows up, your anxiety level goes high. That one person shows up and you're like, ugh. That, if you can somehow rectify your stress level, that trigger for when that person shows up, or when you have to go to some event or a house, a lot of people don't like public speaking. That triggers stress. So once you're able to figure out how you can calm that trigger down, now you alleviating stress, ladies and gentlemen. Examine your values and live by them. Assert yourself. Set realistic goals and expectations. That's the whole key right there. Remember I was talking about an American dream? That is not a realistic goal and expectation. The only reason it's not is simply because you are starting out from 5 years, 10 years old watching TV and you're all taught about, hey, let's go do this here. You got to have a house. You got to have a car. You got to work for somebody. You got to have a nice job. If you can't get a nice job, you can't get education. Now what? It turns into a nightmare and you're under stress because you're like, hey, I thought I was supposed to be successful and do all this. And now you're feeling bad. You have the anxiety, depression, all of this going on because now you're believing that you're supposed to have the American dream, but you don't. Set realistic goals. It's baby steps, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing's going to happen tomorrow. It takes time. So give yourself some time. Nobody says you have to rush. The only people that's going to say you have to rush is somebody else. The outside looking in says you got to rush. You got to finish school in 4 years. You got to be in management in 5 years. By the time you're 30, you should be married. You guys have heard all these type of things to put pressure on people. Where's the grandkid? Where's the grandchildren? Aren't you going to have kids? This is pressure from someone else, causing you stress. But once you're able to figure out, wait, this is my life, and de-stress techniques, then you're like, okay, that will help you out greatly in business, ladies and gentlemen, in your self-employed state. Even at work, all of this will help you out. All right, there's even more. So you can look it up yourself. And that's why in the end, SSN Lifestyle. You guys don't understand. There's a lot more going on than just business, fun and games. You have to understand there must be something that you want to do, have fun, enjoy along the path of life. And that's why SSN Lifestyle has to do with things like, notice the health. Look at this. Benefits of turmeric is the latest article. The other article was on coffee of all things. But turmeric is a very powerful cumin, very powerful to help some of these stress triggers. Unbelievable. Plus, keep your health right. So therefore, think about that. Think about the travel, as you can see on the screen from the video. You're traveling and you're not stressing because you're going somewhere that you want to enjoy. That has something to do with your state of mind. All right? When the first video comes out and they're showing somebody at the spa getting a massage, that also helps you. So all of this, working as a group together here at SSN Nation on the live streams and the community that we're building, that's something. Because it's not a toxic environment. So again, these are the reasons why we're doing things SSN Lifestyle. And it goes along with de-stressing. Make money, make extra streams of income while you sleep, be able to go around to entertainment, to travel, to relax. That's a de-stressor. All right? So keep in mind, stress kills, stress hurts. And if you can reverse the stress, you're going to enjoy things so much better. And with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, but stress is very powerful right now because of uncertainty. You've heard FUD. That uncertainty is real. Financially, things are not looking in a positive direction in the next year. So therefore, people are going to be under stress. This COVID thing, every time you walk outside, even if you're vaccinated or not, you're still thinking there's a mutation of the virus and maybe I might catch that. And you're stressing, I don't want to be in the hospital. I can't afford to be in the hospital. I can't afford to even die right now. There's a bunch of factors and stress triggers that are going on right now. And once you can protect or insulate yourself from the stress, then you can make rational decisions. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.